So, okay, so, as you know, it's going to be Deku X Momo and God Deku Edition, okay? So, let's get this into it. This started we start with Izuku Midoriya at the age of 3. Alright, this started much earlier when he was... Well, actually, yeah, this started around the time whenever he was 3. Let's start this. The story starts whenever whenever the story starts of Izuku Midoriya at age 3. Okay? That's age 3. At age 3, Izuku Midoriya runs down the stairs, and face plants onto the ground. He ran down the stairs because today is very important. Today is his 3rd birthday. You know, the typical, 3rd birthday, you get your quirk. He couldn't wait to go to the quirk doctor. Whenever he ran downstairs, face planted onto the ground. Inko Midoriya, his mother, says, "Izuku, come on, be careful. Are you okay?" Izuku responded with, I'm okay. So when do we go to the quirk doctor?" I don't know if I did that voice very good, but I'm okay. So when do we go to the quirk doctor? Izuku Midoriya asked his mother, hoping beyond anything that he would be able to, that it'd be today, because it's his 3rd birthday, as one normally would, as a mother normally does. She says, "Don't worry about that. You need to let's eat first, because it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and he's running down the stairs and face planting already. Somehow, the hyperactiveness of a kid amazes me." Inko Midoriya thinks in her thought. Inko Midoriya's thoughts are, he ran up to Inko had already has pancakes set out, because, voila! Fun fact, Izuku's birthday is on Christmas. So it's Christmas Day, you got presents underneath the tree. Presents in your heart, presents around you. Okay, family. Inko Midoriya has made pancakes. Oh yeah, dining room table. Pancakes. Inko Midoriya made pancakes, set them down on the table. And, Izuku chowed down, was eating rapidly. His mother commented on his mother says, "Slow down, Izuku, you don't want to slow down, Izuku, don't choke now. We don't want you to choke." Well, goddamn. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about my speech. As you can tell, I'm not really awake. It's 7 o'clock at night for me. Oh. Anyway. Slow down, fuck. Damn it. Okay. He's chowing down on his food, and Inko Midoriya says, Slow down, Izuku. We don't... Fuck. She said, slow down, Izuku. We don't want you to choke now. As he slowly but surely calms down, starts eating his food slower. He eats his... I'm just gonna skip it to whenever they finish their food. They get in the car, right? You know, as they're in the car, Inko looks over to her side, to her right, because obviously Izuku's in the passenger seat. Even though that's not legal, he's in the passenger seat, okay? We're not gonna comment on that. So she looks over to her right, and looks at Izuku. Izuku, you excited to see your friends later today? Yeah, Izuku goes, yes. Yeah, I am, but I'm also excited about my quirk. He says, like a happy fucking, happy golden retriever. Like, looking face. You can imagine that. Tiny Izuku with the adorable eyes in a car seat. Tiny baby Izuku jumping up and down for joy. How happy he is. Alright, now, this is where, while Inko is talking to Izuku, you know, looking at Izuku, she's in the middle of driving. Okay, she's driving and talking to Izuku, looking at Izuku while she's driving. Inko is looking at him, looking at his face, and just thinking, "Aw, he's so happy," right? Yeah, you know, motherly things. I wouldn't understand them, but motherly things. Sorry, my fingers are hurting. As Inko's sitting there looking, you know, looking at Izuku, up ahead, there's a stoplight, okay? She doesn't see the stoplight. She doesn't see the four-way. Just she's paying attention to Izuku. While she's going forward, she's driving while looking at Izuku being happy. And and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, she hit the stoplight. She crashes into the steering wheel. She's not worried about it. While she's about to crash into the steering wheel, she looks and sees Izuku. She's worried about him. And then all of a sudden, everything just stops. Everybody around the world stops, and everybody knows it. Like, their mind is still going. It's just everything stops. It just stops out of nowhere. And then all of a sudden, Inko sees that they can't move. And then she sees Izuku get up, stand up, like, all of a sudden grow like 20 million times smarter, okay? He's smarter than, you know, the quirk, high spec and IQ. Yeah, he's smarter than both of those combined, okay? So, he has like, basically the equivalent of both those quirks with his IQ, okay? And it's infinitely better. That's part of his quirk. That's called, what do I call it? IAD-10. That's what I'm going to call it, IAD-10. Advanced, no. ADI-10, yeah. Advanced IQ 10. Because it's like the equivalent of all IQ quirks times 10. You know, every IQ quirk possible times 10. Alright, so there's that. And he can move. He stopped time, okay? He goes. He's instantly smarter. So, you know, he knows what to do in this situation. He stands up. He picks up his mom. He stands up. He goes over to his mom. He kicks open the door with one kick. Yeah, this fucking 3-year-old midget kicks open the goddamn door because he's overpowered. We're making him OP, okay? We're making him OP, alright? He kicks open the entire door. Like, he kicks it open one shot. It's like a football field's distance away from him now. That one kick. He picks up his mom. While time is still stopped, by the way. He picks up his mom. He moves her out of the way. Then he goes through and gets every person out of the way. He moves the car, right? He moves the car away, away out. He moves all the cars, stops every single one of them from being able to move. Moves them all away from where they could, break stuff or, he moves every single car. Then he picks up the fucking lamppost. Goddamn lamppost. He picks it up, right? He picks up the lamppost and shoves it into the ground. Not the lamppost, the stoplight. Shoves it back into the ground. Fixes it, okay? He fixes the lamppost. Then, after he fixes the lamppost, he fixed the lamppost. He shoved it into the ground, that saved everybody. Every single heap. He makes it to where where he goes again. He continues time. Every single top hero, like the top 20, okay? The top 20 heroes in in the entire world, right? Immediately, say the dining tables where they're at, that's across the world. Every single one of them. Go from here to the dining table. Over here, you see that dining table right there? From that to that. That's across the world, okay? They immediately, no matter from where they are, they appear. Right there. Where he's at. Okay? Oh, I'm tired. They immediately appear in the exact location he's at. Oh, I'm hungry. I don't want to eat up. What do I want to do? Oh yeah, I still have my drink. Anyway. Let me open this. They immediately appear to where he's at. Like, fucking, 5 minutes later. Everybody's still in shock by that time, but all the pro heroes, all my Aizawa, Endeavor, that black hole hero that I never remember their name, that hero, female All Might lady that controls the walls, right? That lady. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That lady appears. There's Midnight. There's, Mirako. There's Mount Lady. Principal Nezu. Did I say Aizawa? I don't know if I said Aizawa, so Aizawa. I don't know if I named off 10 yet. You know that bunch. Hawks. Yeah, Hawks. He's in that bunch, I think. What's another one? Yeah, that lady that I was talking about, that's like All Might's the number one America's pro hero, I think. Like you, bitch. Where'd you go? I know you didn't go down the hallway, so what? I will beat your ass, cat. Come here. That's what I thought. No, fucker. Anyway, don't meow at me like you want out. Just let you back. Just let back in, you stupid fucker. Anyway. Yeah, there's that. There's all them. So, how many more left are there? That's all of them I'm gonna remember right now. Like, all those people. Endeavor. Yeah, I already said Endeavor. All those people show up. Like, immediately, right there. 5 minutes later, right across the world. Across the world, they show up. Okay? Hi, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Anyway, I hope nobody has epilepsy. Or has a headache. Because that will not help. I mean, this would probably help, but that's just a black screen, and nobody finds that entertaining, now do they? So, where'd my dog go? I'm oblivious. Anyway, Christmas tree. Yeah. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. All those heroes showed up, out of nowhere. Just appeared. Because if a villain were to have this quirk, or whoever does have this quirk must be insanely overpowered, because the American hero, Law, couldn't affect it, like the one that controls laws, that can bend reality, couldn't affect it whatsoever. Like, couldn't do anything about the time stopping completely. Because it's an absolute stop. Oh yeah, you like my hat? Oh no, you can't see my hat. Never mind. Never mind, you can't see my hat very well. You can't see my hat very well, never mind. It's gonna be right over here. Anyway, that hero, they couldn't affect it with their laws, so, you know. You know how that went. Anyway, how do I... If I turn this up, will I be able to see this now? Nope. Didn't help one bit. Oh, I have Do Not Disturb on. Anyway. Don't know how I had Do Not Disturb on. Oh wow, I'm not very good at this. Anyway. Stop losing track of my thoughts, Miss Me. Huh. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to blow into the mic. What do I do? They're insanely overpowered. They come there. They're right there. They all go straight for Izuku, because somehow their intuition is saying it's this boy. Now, immediately Endeavor's like, no, this weakling couldn't be it, and starts insulting Izuku, because Endeavor's a bitch. Sorry if that hurt your ears. I was whispering, but just blowing into it while touching it could hurt your ears, so I'm sorry if that hurt your ears, okay? But Endeavor is a bitch. I'm sorry, he may have, softened up a little bit, at the end of the show. Season 8, or whatever. Sorry for spoilers, Sorry for the spoilers, if you didn't know that. But, you know what I mean. Endeavor's always been a bitch. Endeavor is the bitchiest person I've ever met. I honestly believe... I don't forgive that man for what he did to his son. You're telling me he tortured their mother into going into the hospital. He tortured Todoroki to becoming the #1 hero. He tortured his son so bad, he burnt down the house, became a villain, just to fucking kill him. And fucking tortured his entire family to where they hated him so much, their own biological father and their husband, to where they wanted him dead. Wanted to fucking murder him in the most gruesome way possible. And he started being the tiniest fucking bit nicer. And with him being that tiniest fucking bit nicer, everybody forgave him. Because he was being less than what a dad should, but better than he was. You reward him that much for one little fucking thing that he was supposed to be doing anyway. And he wasn't doing, that is bullshit. That's like rewarding the main villain that killed the entire planet, tortured the entire planet, entire solar universe, to where everybody wanted to murder him and bring him back to life and torture him in the most gruesome, painful ways possible. Even the gods and the devils and everything possible wanted to torture him in the most painful way possible. And what's he do? He gives a fucking he gives one person a cookie. A fucking cookie. Okay? A fucking random type of cookie. It could be the worst type of cookie in your opinion. And he gives it to you. Okay? And what did you do? Everybody starts fucking forgiving a person the worst kind of cookie in their opinion. Like the cookie that they hate the most. Okay? That right there, okay? That's what I think happened with Endeavor. Okay, that's bullshit. I don't forgive him. Sorry about going on a whole minute rant. But, yeah, Endeavor starts insulting Izuku. A 3-year-old fucking child. You know, because Endeavor's a bitch. He insults Izuku, the 3-year-old child. Right? As he's sitting there insulting him, in front of this crowd of people, time stops again. All of them, none of them can move. Izuku walks up to Endeavor, just starts fucking slapping him back and forth, and kicks him into the light pole. Kicks him into a pole. Okay? Then resumes time and lets the pole fall on his fucking legs. I mean, he's a pro hero. He can handle it. But, you know, that happens. All of them try detaining him. And then he goes like, he's just a child and he's going to get his quirk tested. You can't... And, you know, they all stop. You know, fucking, you know. Because, why not? Anyway. They take him to get his quirk tested. Results come back. He has a quirk. Doctor comes out. Right? Also, I'm pretty sure everybody knows. Which I think this is true. I don't know about anybody else. But the original doctor that took his test, I think that doctor is the same doctor that helped All Might. Because it's the exact same features, right? You know what I mean? And there's also later on, there's a villain that looks exactly fucking like him. Like, there's no difference. It's the same fucking person. And it's the same villain. It's the same doctor. It looks exactly the same. Nobody noticed this, okay? Nobody noticed this while watching, you know, it. Sorry for the spoilers, by the way. But, you know, doctor comes out, you know, as you do. Oh yeah, he has a quirk. He diagnosed with a quirk, and since everybody knows he already has a quirk, he had to do it. He couldn't just take the amazing fucking quirk. And also, he doesn't have that power. So, blah. And yeah, anyway, he takes the quirk. He has a quirk. His quirk is insanely powerful. And its name, it doesn't really have a name, but so far its abilities are, well, are only limited to Izuku's, whatever Izuku wants to do. Like, if he wants to do something, he can make anything possible. Oh look, he has a system that... Oh look, he magically has a system 2 seconds later. Look, there's this, and this. There's also this type of thing that, you know, help him. Oh yeah, he also made a fucking nuke. Yeah, it's all limited to whatever he wants, okay? That's what he says. We don't know what he wants to name it. We don't have a name for it, because this is a one-of-a-kind quirk. Unless he has descendants with the same quirks. Same type of quirk. Izuku says, I want to name it God Quirk. Sorry if I'm loud. I am so sorry if I'm loud. I'm trying to readjust my mic. God quirk, okay? That's what he wants it named as, okay? So they name it as God quirk. And, they do what they do. They named it as God quirk. Then after that, he went back home. He started training. They went to school. Because magically, all of a sudden, he's allowed to go to school. Because he didn't just beat up the number 2 pro hero in Japan. Number 2 pro hero in Japan. Number 2. Number 2 pro hero in Japan. Don't know why I kept repeating that. Sorry, I was zoned out for a bit. I don't know how long I kept repeating that for. Anyway, he went to school. What's it called? He went to school. No, he went home, went to bed. Next day arrives. Next day he goes to school, wakes up, goes to school, and when he goes to school that day, he walks into his classroom to find Bakugo standing up on the table to declare it. To find everybody gathered around his best friend, Bakugo. Now, Bakugo's not going to be a jackass in this one. Bakugo's going to be nice and take his side for once. I know this is kind of rare, but Anyway. Everybody's gathered around Bakugo, and they see him, making little pops in his hand. They're all saying, "Oh, that's so cool. That's amazing, Bakugo. You're the best." Even some of the teachers are praising him for getting such a good quirk, right? Then Izuku walks in, and he's like, "What's going on?" And then Bakugo runs up to him. "Hey, Deck. Hey, Izuku, look, I got my quirk. It's so cool, isn't it?" The little guy, and he starts making little explosions in his palm, right? And then Izuku says, "Cool, Kanchan. I got my quirk too," he said. Now, everybody's staring at him. Even Bakugo. "Whoa, what's your quirk?" The doctor said my quirk can do whatever I want it to. It's called God quirk. I don't, what's it called? It's called God quirk. I don't really know what that means, but apparently I can do whatever it can do whatever I want it to do, even if I wanted it to defy the laws of reality, I guess. That was his explanation anyway. Everybody's mouth just drops. And then one of the kids, says, "No way, there's no way you could have a quirk like that. I won't believe it until I see a demonstration." As soon as he says that, everybody agrees except for Bakugo. Wait, no, he could have a quirk like that. There's actually a quirk similar to that. It's called laws. Except for it just bends it. It doesn't break it. Alright, now, Bakugo's a little bit of a quirk nerd. Okay? Everybody knows he's a quirk nerd. He loves quirks. So is Izuku. Izuku knows this too. But Bakugo sits there and studies every quirk he can, every quirk rememberable. You know what I mean, right? So he's sitting there with his quirks, all that. And he's like, this quirk, Bakugo's like, you can have it. There's a quirk called Laws that does basically the same thing. It just bends it and doesn't break it. And it can only do it can't do everything the user says, though. Yeah, a similar quirk, but what he said makes whatever it is, makes his quirk practically limitless. Izuku's. Then Izuku's like, and we won't believe it without a demonstration. Izuku says, okay, I'll give you a demonstration. As Izuku puts out his hand and says, how about this? I want a system. A fucking system that everybody can see appears in front of him. A system that displays all of his stats. Well, not all of his stats, but, tells him about everything about him, but they can't see everything about him. They just see the system and, all that. Well, that's just a system quirk. That could just be one quirk. Okay. Well, I want a barrier quirk. That could be part of a system. Magic, part of the system. I want that table over there to be floating in the middle of the room. The table in the back left corner. The table from the back left corner appears in the middle of the room and starts floating. That could be a secondary quirk. I want everybody in this room. Okay, what are all your guys' quirks? They tell them their quirks. I want all the people that just named off their quirks to me, right after I asked, to lose their quirks for 10 seconds. Try to use your quirks. They try to use their quirks for 10 seconds, start freaking out. Then after 10 seconds, all their quirks, continue being able to be used. There. They don't believe him now. I can do whatever I want to. Is what he says. With my quirk. Alright, I think that's where he says this. Now let's skip to entrance exam day, because that's where everything does. Gets off the bus, still has his old habit of mumbling. Jinya Ida. Ida sits there and... No. Ida, what's it called? How about this? How about this? Izuku still has habit of mumbling, and he walks off the bus mumbling about it. How boring it's gonna be. He is not excited. Like, he's a fanboy, but he's not, like, super excited because he already knows everything. He's stronger than all of them, and he's not really, you know what I mean, right? He's not excited about it like he was in the manga. Baku gets off the bus too, right next to him. And he's like, yeah, I get you. And Tenya Ida does that little handshake thing, that little karate handshake thing, robot bitch thing that he does. Hey, stop disturbing the mood, or whatever he said about, stop mumbling or distracting everybody. Then they go to their class. Well, he's in the fucking class. He is they walk into the room. They go into the assessment area, like both Bakugo and Izuku and Bakugo sit down at their spots, in their seats. They sit down, and that's like in the back of the classroom. They put their feet up. They lay there. Izuku went to sleep immediately. Everybody comes in the classroom, right? And then there's that little speech. He's explaining it. He's about to explain that the 0-pointer, President Mike, walks up, starts explaining the speech, the 1-pointer, 2-pointer, 3-pointer, then he's about to explain the 0-pointer, and Tenya Ida does that whole spiel. Yeah, I think a lot of you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you should probably watch more of the anime. If you don't, you should probably watch more of the anime, okay? Or more what ifs, or just either, really. What ifs or the anime, and you'll get like the whole spiel about it. Where he goes, it's really unprofessional that that UA would forget about one of the robots, or not include it, blah blah blah. And then he stands up and he points at Izuku and Deku and goes like, and you too, if you're not going to try during this, if you don't not even going to try to be heroes, you shouldn't be here. And then goes on a whole rant and goes on a thing about them, and it's not very hero-like to be sleeping in a lecture. Now, while he's saying this, then Izuku wakes up, looks at him with that glare, like a death glare. Just makes him freeze, and goes, shut the fuck up. He was just about to announce the 0-pointer before you interrupted him, so you can shut the fuck up. And I don't give a shit if it's not very pro-like of me to be sleeping, because you wanna know why? You wanna know why I say that? Because I don't give a fuck. I'm here to get my license. I'm here to become a hero. And that's pretty much it. I don't care. All I have to do is wait. Okay? I really don't give a fuck. Alright, now he was about to explain this before you rudely interrupted him. And also, you don't tell us if we can fucking leave or not. He goes, it's our choice whether or not to take this test, not some dumbass bitches, not some dumb road-ass bitch that don't know how to control his temper, and that this bratty-ass motherfucker that don't know how to shut the fuck up and sit down and wait until this is over, because he's a dumb fucking imbecile. Now, this is Izuku's word, because this is Izuku going on a rant about Ida. Okay, this is Izuku. He goes on a rant about, how he don't shut up, all this, all that, the normal stuff that annoys me about Ida. And then after that, he just goes back to sleep. Then President Mike's like, thank you, young little listener, whatever the fuck that was. His phrases. Then after that, he starts handing out the test. He says, he tells them to take the test, blah, 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 blah. Hands out all the tests, and he's, after he asked if everybody got their paper, everybody said yes, and he says, alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Second he says that, not even 2 seconds later, Izuku's up, and also before that he says, if any of you need to turn it in, once you're done, turn it up here. The second he says go, and starts the timer, Izuku's already up there. He stops the timer for Izuku's timer, because he has a timer for each individual person. See how long to see how long they'll take. Okay. That's what he has a timer for each individual person to see how long they take. After he stopped the timer, it landed at 73 milliseconds. That's the time it took for Izuku to completely finish the page, get up there, set it down. He stopped the timer, went over the page, and was surprised so much so that he called Nezu, this spiel, he called Nezu, reported it to Nezu, because it was very extraordinary. Nezu took the paper, checked it, and voila. And some of these questions he couldn't answer, so Nezu did it, he got all of them right, and blah blah blah. There's a whole spiel, then there's the thing, the physical part he passed, and there's the physical part with the seal pointers. He's, running through this, he's at the gates, there's that whole thing where he, grabs his shoulder because he was walking to the front, and he's like, oh, I know you're going to bother him, and then he just, this is an improvised part. Izuku turns around and slaps him. Well, just slaps him across the face and says, don't fucking touch me, bitch. I wasn't going to anybody. I was going up front to see what was fucking happening. As he says this, he is just recoils back in surprise. Because, he thought that Izuku was going to, just say, oh, well, just back off without even touching him, and he thought he was going to do something bad, right? Because Ida's a prick, right? We all know this. Ida's a fucking prick. Ida thought he was going to do something bad, blah, blah, blah. He walks up to the front, asks if she's okay. She's like, yeah, I'm okay. And this is Ochako Oraka. He asked if she's okay. He doesn't know her, because he didn't trip, And then blah, blah, blah. It starts. Time stops immediately. Time stops. And he just leisurely walks forward. Everybody is looking at him. He's the only person that can move. Everybody knows this. So he just moves the only thing possible that can move without him touching it. and moving itself. They just watch him move along and destroy every single robot. And then he unfreezes time, and every single one of them is destroyed. And the thing instantly goes up to max. And then, he destroys every single one of them. And then, after he destroys them, he destroys, all that, they move to max. His score moves to max, it hits the 0-pointer. Voila, he destroys he stops time completely, and destroys the 0-pointer, and then goes time right after it. And voila. Everybody else has to go to a new arena. And he's just looking back at it like, holy shit, that's the guy I tried to pick a fight with. And he got into Class 1A, he got Class 1A, he got top class, he got number 1. Then there's the Oriental exam, the test, where he has to do the race, the sprint, the parkour, the long jump. Why is this not focusing? The long jump, the parkour, sorry, I'm shaking a bunch. Parkour, the parkour, the long jump, all those, and, I think it is the ball throw, the endurance test, all those, the strength test, every single one of them, he comes in first place. Bakugo comes in second. Bakugo came in second in the, entrance exam. He came in first in the, entrance test, the, Aizawa's test. Izuku came in first in both of those. Momo came in second in Aizawa's test. Bakugo came in third in Aizawa's test. And second in entrance ceremony. And then there's Todoroki, and so on and so forth. And Izuku's ball throw was infinity plus. Just because it couldn't track it. Anyway, and it couldn't track it, and it just kept going. Anyway, there's that, then there's the training, blah, blah, blah. There's the, he already finished the training arc. Then he met All Might for the second time. First time was whenever he was a kid, and that first time stopped. Second time he met All Might. And All Might goes ahead. All Might walks up to him and brings him aside, goes into a corridor where nobody can hear them whatsoever, and asked him, away from everybody, off campus, just disappeared, and asked him, do you want my quirk? He's like, maybe. What's your quirk? All Might explained it. Sure. Okay. He gave him his quirk, blah, blah, blah. He has his quirk, God quirk, and basically every other quirk out there. And, it's getting pretty boring now. He just beat there. Bro, why did this cake take so long? we're gonna skip a couple years where he's, in the middle of the war in the middle of that big war, like the end fight. He's in the end fight, and he's sitting there beating he's beating the shit out of him, like just fucking pummeling him. He's not standing a chance. Everybody is shocked at his strength. He just beat the shit out of the number one villain. Right? He beat the shit out of him. No contest, no effort, no nothing. He beat the shit out of him. Right? After he beat the shit out of him, he won, beat the shit out of him for taking his best friend that one time. All this stuff happened. He's getting revenge. And, well, after that, him and Momo kissed. There was a whole thing because Uraraka. Deku liked Uraraka at one point, but Uraraka liked Bakugo. Bakugo didn't like Uraraka. Alright, you see where I'm going there. Yeah, Bakugo liked Mina. Bakugo liked Mina, and actually, Kaminari liked Uraraka. Okay, Uraraka and Kaminari got together, and Kirishima and Jiro got together. Okay, that happened, blah blah blah. Momo and Izuku kissed. Then after they went on a couple dates, went on a little carnival ride, had some fun. He won her 3 toys, a teddy bear, lots of love, lots of stuff. Then at the end of the night, under a cherry blossom tree, he asked her to be, because fuck it, there's cherry blossom trees in Japan now. He asked her to go out with him. She said yes. That's how they started dating. 2 nights later. Same night later. Next day, he woke up completely unclothed. I think you know what happened. All that, blah blah blah. Unclothed. No blankets on. No blankets on her. They're both completely naked. Stains all over the sheets. There's still stuff flowing out of her. You know what I'm talking about. This is not kid friendly, by the way. There's that, You know what that is, right? Okay. That happened, then, a year later. I'd say a year later. And they got married. Okay? And after that, they did the same thing, 20, 30 times after a year. A year after they got married. They did the same thing 20, 30 times. Again. And they had 4 kids. No, they had 6 kids. Okay, they have 6 kids now. And they live on a beach house with... They live on a beach house. Izuku's the number 1 hero. Just from him being the number 1 hero, the villain rate like the rate of villains, like how many villains there are, is now down to 0.01%. Okay? Just because Izuku's OP. So, yeah, it's 0.01% now. And then there's, they got 4 kids. Izuku and Momo are trillionaires now. And I think that's where I'm ending it. Well, thank you for letting me, do this. I'll come up with a better one next time. I'll do a better one. I'll go into more detail. It'll probably be like 3 hours, but this is a 1 hour recording, and I did this from 7 o'clock to 8:18. So, and this is at night. So I'm really tired. I've been up all day. But here's something I'd like to say to you. You like Christmas presents? Subscribe. I'm gonna do a quick promo. You like Christmas presents? Subscribe. You like Christmas trees? You like either or both? And subscribe. And have a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year.